I'll take it local. In Chicago, them people been protesting against them for what? At least a good 3-4 months now. Guess what? They still bringing them in. They don't give a fuck about what them black people talking about. Them who's coming in. I even read the other day that in New York, they passing debit cards out to them. Here's the thing. I think the problem with like young people and voting is that they've only understood the political process through protests. Like every time you see young people being political, they're always being gaslit into protesting for some bullshit. And protesting no longer does anything in America.
Really?
Listen,
I feel like you want to make such a good point, but like there's always something that you say that just fucks it up.
No,
I think it's mainly the conclusion of how you like.
I'm in DC. They protest every week, Sway. The politicians don't give a fuck.
You said protesting don't get you nothing.
It don't.
It does.
They've been listen.
It might not get you necessarily what you think you gonna get, but it gets the people who are doing certain things. So the people who organize Black Lives Matter. Do you think that they got what they wanted?
Has any legislation improved for the?
That's not my question.
Okay, so what are their goals? Like for me,
that was not my question at all. Do you think the people who organized Black Lives Matter and got the protests and all that shit going and rallied and did all that, do you think that they got what they wanted?
They got their money, but Black lives still don't fucking matter.
Who Black lives?
Everybody's Black lives. So I don't know.
So who Black lives was they protesting and marching and crying for?
Apparently the Black lives that's gonna live in the mansions that they bought with their money.
No, it's not a trick question, Quan. It's black men's, right? Because most of the cases that they were marching for was about black men dying in the street inhumanely. And the idea is that even their mission statement didn't mention a single thing about black men. There's not a single change or a single program created around black boys to prevent any of this. Like the idea is that the people who did protest, the people who rallied to protest, the people who organized and created this conglomerate got the outcomes they wanted. They were able to basically make the whole country sympathetic to the cause and donate millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. I think over the next 10 years, they were almost guaranteed $1 billion. I think it was around 900.
Okay, but I'm going to give you a perfect example. 2 weeks ago, you had a bunch of people protesting about this Israel-Palestine thing. Do you really think that these people that protesting for Palestine are going to get the U.S. government to stop supporting Israel? Do you really think that's going to happen?
I don't know enough. I personally don't know enough about. I personally don't know enough about the situation to even comment. So
I can tell you this much: they don't give a fuck about them people protesting. They gonna do what they want because that money is going to Israel regardless.
Are the people protesting like causing mass hysteria in the streets and possible like looting and all the other shit going on? Like I just don't think they have the numbers, right? I really don't, in terms of what, Black Lives Matter or whatever. If we're gonna really put the numbers together, I haven't seen it in terms of mass media.
Like
there's not enough media coverage on it. Like if they're doing a good job censoring that shit,
you gotta consider what's happening overseas, though.
Like we had Occupy Wall Street. And Wall Street,
there's no white guilt. Like black people got the white guilt on lock. Like I think there's just different factors when you're talking about. Like I said, you just made an my main problem.
When you factor,
my main problem, Quan, is you made an absolute statement, and I just think there are situational. There are situations like if you're talking about black people where protesting will work. If you're talking about some Palestinian shit,
but I'm saying, to me, if there's no laws that come up that come as a result of your protesting, you're really wasting your time, in my opinion.
Did the Asian people protest?
I don't recall seeing them protest the way we protest. They lobbied the government. That's different.
I don't know. All right, Jay, I think I cut you off. Go ahead. Or I just didn't let you get in.
Like, I didn't see a bunch of Asians with picket signs on the street just yelling out, what they wanted. They actually went to them buildings and lobbied and got that legislation.
Dead air, very silent.
Well, I was expecting Jay to. I thought Jay had a thought.
Ain't y'all niggas having a conversation about important shit? Fuck.
Considering the issues happening overseas and countries really wanting to topple the U.S. dollar being as quote unquote powerful as it is, I think we're kind of grasping at straws when it comes to foreign relationships. So that's more priority over how people feel about Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, and
it should be.
And look, I'll even take it local. In Chicago, them people been protesting against them illegals for what? At least a good 3-4 months now. Guess what? They still bringing them in. They don't give a fuck about what them black people talking about. Them illegals coming in. I even read the other day that in New York, they passing debit cards out to them illegals.
I think they just passed a new border reform bill, and I think they took away some of Texas's power when it comes to what they can do at the border because of so many illegal immigrants crossing.
Wait, who do you think will turn first? Texas